Hello everybody, welcome back. I've got another Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions character setup. So this time we're actually going to talk RAPHA and MARACH together. I think it just kind of makes sense, right? Because they're just so similar that I felt like, let's just put them together. Also, they are brother and sister, so it seems appropriate. So, all right. So I'll be honest, I am not that big of a fan of RAPHA and MARACH, though. I don't know that I've been entirely fair to them throughout my Final Fantasy Tactics career, if such a thing is a thing. Um, I just don't like charge times, and I think that's just my hang up with them. Now, Swiftness actually really helps out a lot here, so I actually do highly recommend using Swiftness. It's going to, you'll reduce the damage that you do compared to if you were going to do something like Arcane Strength, I suppose. But I don't know. I just really like this stuff casting faster. So yeah. Basically the damage calculation, as you might expect, at least, well, or at least in some sense, is based off of your M attack. Now, the thing though that's good about them is that faith is not a part of the damage calculation. Well, I guess good or bad, right? I guess at the end of the day, that's one stat that you don't need to worry about. So I tend to think that that's a positive. So yeah. So all right, let's just talk here about their different abilities here. Now, Heaven's Wrath is RAPHA's fastest ability, and its element is lightning. Now, if I remember correctly, lightning is kind of like of the three, fire, ice, and lightning. Lightning is the more you're gonna have better luck, I suppose, with lightning, right? There's just a lot of things that will absorb, like fire, for instance. So generally speaking, lightning is actually pretty good. Now, again, this one is in here particularly is pretty quick with a speed of 34. Ashura is a little bit slower. Speed is only 25. And then here the element is fire. Adamantine Blade, the element is wind. Again, you crank the speed down by a little bit. And then Maelstrom here is water. Celestial Void is kind of the interesting one here, in that it's got a bunch of different effects on it. So Blind, Confuse, Silence, Toad, Poison, Slow, and Sleep. Now, I'll be honest, these aren't my favorite effects, right? Like, there's no stop here, which stop is one of my favorite spell effects. Stone is another one that's really good, but again, that's not wrapped into this one. So I don't know. I'm not as wild about Celestial Void, but it is kind of interesting at least. And then lastly here, Divinity is the Earth element. Now, I've got some equipment here. I just want to talk about my equipment a little bit. I've got the Sage's Ring equipped, and that is going to... so it's going to boost Fire, Ice, Lightning, Water, Wind, Earth, Holy, and Dark. So basically anything that she is able to cast here with her skill set, she's going to be boosting that with the Sage's Ring. And then also we're going to absorb all of those elements at the same time. So I really like the Sage Ring, specifically for RAPHA and MARACH. MARACH is going to be included here for that exact reason. It's going to be boosting up basically anything that you pick. There's some other things that you can do, like you can equip a Chameleon Robe that'll boost up Earth, but that's only Earth, and that's going to take up your equipment or your chest piece, right? So I don't really love that option. There's some other stuff that you can do with the Keshet. You know what, though? Let's go into... We'll do gear. We'll do the gear stuff later. But let's actually go take a look at how these two are working. So let's move... I'm going to move over here. And now, let's see if we can get a Divinity to land on. Yeah. So... The kind of goofy thing about this though here too is like I can target this square here, but the problem is these abilities are random, and it only hits one of the squares each time it basically pulses, right? So it's gonna do, we'll just say 5. I mean, there's a random amount of pulses that it can trigger, but generally the center square is favored. So honestly, this probably isn't that great of a spot to choose. But let's just take a look at. Let's just try to use that and see how it's looking. Let's, now that it's Marach's turn, let's take a look at his skill set as well. By the way, I do prefer them both to be in the Geomancer. And again, I'll go into that probably more once we talk about the gear. Because that is probably the biggest reason why I choose Geomancer is for the gear. But Hell's Wrath here, again, same deal, same speed, same element as well with lightning there. Nether Ashura here, again, same speed, same element of fire. Here's 20 and wind with Nether Blade. I can't remember if that's the same. Yeah, and then water was RAPHA's third. These probably are the exact same. Let's check Corporal Void, though. Blind Confused. Yeah, these are the same status effects as well. And then Impiety here, again, Earth. So they're basically mirrors of each other from what I can tell. So nothing interesting or differing them. Yeah, he's got Swiftness as well. Let's cast something a little bit faster. Let's do Nether Ashura here. Okay, that's so weak. Okay. Yeah, 80. Actually, let's check Hell's Wrath. Oh, this is even more. Yeah, so these guys have a little more resistance to fire damage. So actually, yeah, this is a way better idea to use a lightning spell. Let's just check some of this other stuff. 109 for, what is this? Wind? Yeah. And then water. 121, meh. And then, oops, hide here. 184. Yeah, so this one's definitely going to hit harder. Yeah, the only problem here, so this is really, really slow. The other thing that you can do with this is target like, oh, no. There's some goofy stuff that you can do, like if you target next to the wall. See, now that's only going to allow this thing to pulse in 4 different squares, whereas like if you just cast out here, it's 5, right? So you actually are increasing your chances of this spell landing where you want it to, if you can reduce kind of like the tiles that it's actually going to affect. Now, unfortunately, just because of the geography here, these tiles aren't high enough up, but sometimes you can do that, right? Like you can target a tile up here, and then because the vertical component is basically not met, it won't strike the bottom tiles, but also that means the enemy has to be up there. So again, there's just there's some goofy stuff that you can do to kind of improve your chances, but that's also kind of one of the reasons why I don't really like these two, is because this is a bit of a little bit more cumbersome than I'd really like to do. But let's fire off Nether. Is that the one, Nether Ashura? No, we want to do this one. I'm sorry. Hell's Wrath. Or is this? Yeah, Hell's Wrath. Again, this is the lightning one, so let's do that. And then you can target the tile or the unit itself, which is why these two are better than, let's just say, like Cloud. I don't like Clouds, right? Because you're only able to target the tile and not necessarily the unit itself. So so that's 2 misses. There's finally a hit. There's another hit. So 2 for 4. I mean, not bad, right? Yeah, that certainly could have gone worse. Man, that slowdown was wild. Alright, here's Divinity. And I don't remember if I targeted the unit itself or if I targeted that tile. Oh, boom. I must have targeted that tile in between all 3 of those, huh? Okay, so RAPHA's turn again here, so let's just check. We've got Divinity. I mean, there's going to be a lot of units that are going to get their turns first, but it probably makes sense to do like this. We'll target the unit, and then we'll just back away. Try to get away from these guys. I like having regen on her. I mean, honestly, on both of these two, because we're gonna probably be taking some hits here and there, and it's nice to just be able to regen at least a little bit of that. You know what? Let's just cast on this guy. Did I do? Yeah, impiety. No, let's do a let's do corporal void on this guy. I just want to see if we, you know, what status effects we can land on him. So we'll do the same thing. We'll move him back here, get him a little bit more safe. And then here, this guy's gonna heal. Yeah. All right. So I think yeah, that was a corporal void. I think I did get one hit on that guy, but it didn't land any status effects on him, unfortunately. Ooh, and there RAPHA takes him out. Boom, boom, boom. Wow, that was so many pulses. So again, that's the kind of interesting thing about these guys too, is that they've got you know, sometimes they just pulse so many times. This next target is probably that chocobo back there. Let's see. Oh, that's not good. There's no way that this chocobo is going to sit here, so there's actually no reason to even try casting. Well, I guess here, hang on. Let's see. All right, so here's again. This is where I don't really love these characters. So this is Lausus. Let's do. We'll check the turn list, right? So we're looking for Lausus. Okay, well. Okay, there's actually a chance that I can hit this guy. You know, the problem is, since I'm not targeting the center tile, the chances are not so great that I'm actually going to land this on him. But we'll give it a shot and just see how it works out. Also, a great thing about these two is there's no MP use, right? So, you know, you don't have to worry about equipping robes or anything like that. You can kind of just, you know, equip light. I prefer the light armor. I think I've got that. Yeah, I've got the brave suit on them. So, let's do. We'll do the same thing. We'll do corporal void again here. I want to try to land some status effects here. Oof, that hit hard. Miss, 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 miss. Uh-oh. Yeah, that was like, oh man, so many pulses. Look at this, she's going off. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And that's you know, again, one of the kind of more frustrating things about these two. Oh, there, that one hit too. Look, that's so weak though. Jeez, that's just terrible. Yeah, that damage is just. I would say that, I mean, just looking at this, it's not worth using those ones that do the status effects, because even when they do hit, they're not hitting very hard at all. And I'm here. Let's just see here. So if I cast Divinity here, right? Yeah, Divinity. There's a potential for 380 damage, like on each pulse, whereas Celestial Void only 192. That's, you know, not great. So I would rather just take all the damage, be a little bit. I mean, this is, and honestly, this is what, a little bit slower. Yeah, I guess it's a. Well, yeah, I guess, I don't know. Celestial Void is twice as fast. But yeah, I don't know. These are. It's tough. It's tough. So let's do. We'll do Divinity again, and then we'll do target the unit. And somebody's gonna get killed here. Yeah, probably. Oh, she has so much health. Actually, that's kind of nuts. What is she equipped with that she's got so much? I guess just. Oh, yeah. My RAPHA I took down to level 1, and then I brought her back up to 99 as a ninja, which is why she's actually a little bit faster than MARACH as well here, even though they've got the same exact gear equipped. Alright, so let's do, let's watch this thing cast, and then I'll probably end this battle, and then we will have to do something else. Let's do right there. Yeah, his damage is terrible compared to hers. I probably really need to have do a little change up with their gear. I've got them. Yeah, look at the boom. All right. Let's do Divinity one last time here. And this guy. Well, the black chocobo is probably going to be able to work her over here, but we'll just see. this is Marach's turn here. Oh, there's 2 hits. Yeah, not horrible. Ooh, look at that. Boom! Oh, come on, get him again. Get him again. Nope, miss, miss, miss. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, that's a shame. Look at that. We'll just finish this guy off with Geomancy. Eat it. That's actually kind of one other thing that you can do too. All right, so like again, just because this isn't going to apply to any or everywhere, right? But like because we're on Mandalia plains, I could be using my Geomancy to stop these enemies, and then I could you know, be casting directly on them. You know, I don't know. It seems like you know, it's one of those deals though, right? Where like if you have to set up a bunch for the character, I question how useful they really are. But yeah, that's at least that's something. Yeah, so I don't know. It seems to me that you really want to be casting directly on the units, though. You know, trying to get lucky on these. You know, like casting next to the tile or like the tiles next to them. It just doesn't seem to be, you know, the greater way to go. And right, I mean, and then I would have just you know, completely missed this guy too. Although it looks like we're gonna. Oh, there we go. All right, so we got him. Yeah. So I don't know. Again, you know, their usefulness is you know, questionable. I don't like the randomness, and I think you can hit friendlies with this too. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, friendly fire is possible. So it's, you know, it's really questionable how useful these two are. I typically don't use them. I don't like the randomness to them. I don't like the friendly fire, so on and so forth. But like, anyways, let's take a look at their gear. So why did I go Geomancer? Well, Moonblade is a good haste, or I want haste, right? Haste is a must-have for basically all of the units that I use. And I would rather get, if I can, I'll take haste in a main hand or offhand first, right? And over something like a, I guess the only other real places, right, is to get it from the accessory. But yeah, so Moonblade first. That's, you know, pretty much my top priority there. Now, the problem with that though is there's a lot of weapons in the game that will give you damage out of your main hand. Like the scepters and rods. I mean, look at this one. This is attack magic +4. So that kind of stinks. So there's always a case to be made for you know, some other unit that's able to, you know, equip these scepters and stuff. But yeah, I like the Moonblade. The Aegis Shield here. This is going to give us magic +1. Again, you can go like if you want to be a little bit more like a more defensive route. You can equip some of the better shields, but I just went with this one because it does have the magic +1. Akasha Hat here is going to give us the speed. Now, because these two are using charge type abilities, you don't really need to be super fast. So you can get away with things like the Brass Coronet instead. And then RAPHA, obviously, because she's a female, she can use the ribbons. So that's also a really good option to pick. You know, her Geomancer though, you know what, I'm gonna check here in a little bit. Let's just see. So that I think, yeah, that reduced my HP by quite a bit, but that's probably a worthwhile trade-off. Brave Suit here, I just really like. I mean, being able to, or having re-raise regen is amazing, especially for these two specifically, because they're just not as tanky as some of the other characters. Robes I wouldn't bother with because we don't need the extra mana. The only one that I could maybe justify using would be like the Lordly Robe here, because it's got the +1 magic and then it's got Protect and Shell, so that's an option. And then the accessory. So I like the Sage's Ring. Again, because it boosts Fire, Ice, Lightning, Water, Wind, Earth, Holy, and Dark. Basically any ability that these two are going to be able to use, it is going to, you know, increase that damage. So so that's my opinion. That's the way to go for these guys. You know, you really want to have this. The only other option would be something like the Tainar Rogue here, right? Because that's going to give us Protect, Shell, Haste, which means then I could swap something else out for the main hand, and also then you could probably just pick a different class, right? You could have her as, I mean, I don't know, like Black Mage or something, right? To get that you know, the extra M attack out of this. Let's do that. Let's I'll just show you another like really, I would say pretty good potential setup for her. Again, it's going to be Black Mage because the Black Mage has such a good magic attack setup. Now, if you notice there, she's at 21 already. And then we can do like the Crown Scepter, right, for the +4 magic attack. And then we could do, you know, again, we could do Brass Coronet or Akasha Hat. It depends. You know, that's more personal preference. Do you want the speed or do you want the extra, you know, magic damage? So here, re-raise, regen on the Brave Suit again. I would stick with that, and then let's go Tyner Rogue, and then let's head in and actually do some damage with this because this setup is going to be nuts too. Obviously, because it doesn't have a shield, it's not going to be as tanky, but and also she's kind of lost about what 200 health there, or is it only like 150, 160, something like that. It looks like I think that's an ally, but let's head up right here. Sky Mantra. So Divinity is going to do 806 damage. That's not so bad. Let's see here. Bukalos. Who's Bukalos? Okay, no, we're good. It's not that guy either. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So let's see if we can get this guy. Now, this is a great spot because we've already reduced the possible tiles down to 3. So like, it's really, really likely that we're gonna hit that. Right, there's the Vanish. Which, by the way, I do like. I prefer Vanish on her. That's 2 misses, 3 misses. Oh, there's a hit. All right, and that's all it needed, right? We just needed that 1, and that's actually, yeah, that would have been 2 hits on that guy, 3 hits on that guy, 4. Yeah, wow, that was a really good one. Again, a lot of it is just randomness, right, and how many pulses there actually are. But yeah, that was a really good one. All right, so let's do one more here. We'll do well here. Look at this, Divinity is gonna go off right away. Oh man. Well, this is a horrible. This was a horrible spot to leave her sit at, but whatever. All right. So let's try that again. Boom! Right there, right off the bat. Yeah. So that's another great one. I'll be honest, that's probably better. You know, honestly, I mean, the amount of damage that she's cranking out as a Black Mage, and a lot of that is just because the Black Mage job itself has a really, really, really good magic attack modifier. So. Honestly, that is probably the better setup. Now, again, we don't have a shield, so you're not going to be as defensive, or you know, you're not going to have as great of a defense stat. But it's probably worthwhile. This is very much more like a glass cannon style Black Mage. And again, you could do well. Again, I really like having the re-raise regen. Yeah, and then like Protect Shell Haste, re-raise and regen. I mean, this is like these two are amazing together. And you know, unfortunately, we lose the boost from the Sage's Ring, but I honestly I think that's probably worth it. So that said, I would probably do the same thing with MARACH. But again, I think Geomancer is an okay second build. But again, I mean, look at let's. So he's at 13 magic attack right now. So let's jump on over into Black Mage, and we'll just see what we can pull off here. So let's do Crown Scepter, Brass Coronet. We'll leave Brave Suit, and then we would have to do Brigand's Gloves, unfortunately, because there's no other way to get haste on him, right? So if we're not going to get haste in the you know, main hand or off hand, you have to go Brigand's Gloves. So, but I mean, 24, we've gained 11 M attack by going this route instead. So, you know, again, it's up to you. One method is definitely more defensive than the other, but I mean, this is going to be nuts. So, that is all I've got for RAPHA and MARACH. As always, I hope this guide was helpful, and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.